Hi all, welcome back and hope you're following the series. And in the last few sessions, we understand what is event handler, what is event listener, okay, and what is a event object also. And previously, we understand how the event loop and everything is working, right? So in this series, like in this video, we are going to understand. Suppose whenever we are dealing with the event loop with event listeners, okay, how these event listeners are working inside the browser. Okay, we should understand that. That is also a very important thing. Okay, 1 minute. Just let me open this thing in a proper way and we can start. So I'm just opening this with the paint so that we can edit. Okay, this is the JavaScript. This is JavaScript runtime environment in the browser, and this section is JavaScript engine, and we have a call stack, and in the web API, okay, this browser is a beautiful thing. It is providing a lot of APIs for us. Okay, web API like fetch, console, and we discussed about console and set timeout, how these are working already. And next few sessions we are going to touch fetch and fetch also. Okay, this particular session we are going to talk about event listeners. Suppose if we attach any event handler with the help of event listener, how it will work in the JavaScript runtime environment. So let's jump into the code. So if you see, this is a simple logic. I've written one console.log start, and I we have a simple button, okay, with the ID btn1, okay, and we know because I hope you are doing practice from last 2 3 sessions, okay, then only you will understand what I have written here. So this is document.get element by ID, and I'm just referring this button, and we are adding um, add event listener. Okay, this is the callback function. Okay, this is the event handler, and we are just attaching this event handler to this button on the click event. This is a very simple thing. And console.log n. Okay, how it will execute inside the browser, now we are going to see. So we know, right? So whenever JavaScript start executing the code, first what it will create, it will create a global execution context. It will create a global execution context. Okay, and now what is the first statement we have, that is console.log start. So here it will take help of this console, and it will print, mm, what it will print, start, right? So let me open another print. So in the output we will get as a start. It will print start. Okay, fine. And then it will go and execute this line. So understand carefully, please be focused. So here it is doing document.get element by ID, and we are attaching event handler with the help of event listener. Okay, what it will do, okay, after executing this statement, what it will do now, it will attach this event handler in the web API. So this is my click callback. So I will just to represent this, we can take this star. Okay, this star. Okay, what is the event? What is the event? This is very important. This is a click event. So it is just putting a click event here. So we already understand how things will work for the set timeout. Okay, for set time, if you have a set timeout, what it will do, it will attach a timer, and it will attach that callback function to that timer, and it will start the counting down to 0. So but here it's very simple, just it is just attaching this callback function to that event in the web API. That's it. So this is done. Then it will go and execute console.log end. So in the output, we will get output as end. Okay, that's it. So now let's see the same thing happened or not in the browser. Just refresh the browser. Please practice along with me so that it's easy for you to learn. So you see, start, end, everything is done. So now when we are going to utilize this callback function, when it is going to execute this callback function, simple, because we need to, already we have attached that callback function to this button click event, right? So until unless you click on this button, it will be ideal in that web API. So now what we can do, just click on this, click me. So if you see, you got the output. Suppose if you click on this two times, you got the output as two times, three times, four times, five times. Okay, how it is working? How it is working? It is working asynchronously. Okay, that is very, very important point we need to understand. So whenever user clicks on this button, whenever user clicks on this button, so if you see before that, once the execution of this line is completed, whenever it is executed, completed this execution of all these lines, okay, so whenever it print end, after that it will remove the execution context from the browser. Sorry, call stack. Of course, this call stack is there in the browser only. It is gone. Now, whenever you click on a button, we click on a button, at the time, what it will do, it will hit this click event. So will it will take a copy. Okay, this is very important. Okay, whenever we are dealing with a set timeout, it will delete that set timeout. Okay, and it will push that call back. Okay, set timeout is different, the set interval is different. Here event listeners are all working in a different fashion. So here it will take a copy, it will push a one this callback function. Just a minute, I didn't copy properly. So this is gone already, and now we can copy this callback whenever we click on it. So let me copy this properly, and it is there in the callback queue. So now what we think normally, maybe it will, after pushing this my click callback into the callback queue, maybe we thought that it will remove from the web API. No, unless until if you close the browser or with the help of remove event handler, there is another method is there. Okay, with, if we explicitly remove, then only it will remove, otherwise it will be there in a web API. Okay, till you close the browser. So we got my click callback. Suppose if you see, within a fraction of second, if you click on this click me, okay, two three times, suppose if click on three times, so just refresh. So now what I'm doing, I'm clicking on this button three times, one two three. Then what it will do, it will copy, it will move three callback functions into the event log. Sorry, stop, uh, task queue. Okay, it will push three times. So if you click 100 times, it will push 100 callbacks into this task queue. And now you understood, right? Oh, importance of task queue. We need a queue, right? Suppose user clicks on 100 times. At the time, it's not easy to push directly from the web API to call stack. So to maintain that, we need a queue. Okay, and now what is the rule of event loop? So event loop always checking this call stack whether it is empty or not. Whenever it is empty, and if you have anything in the callback queue or a task queue, it will push these things into the call stack and it will execute. So what it will do right now, the call stack is empty, and now it will push this thing. Okay, it will remove this callback function, it will push to call stack. Once it is executed, it will okay, it is gone. And then it's keep on moving because call stack is empty now. So it will pick this one and it will execute this one, it will create an execution context for that, and it will execute, and we will see the output. as wow, and then it will until suppose if you click 100 times, you will get 100 callbacks, and it will follow the same process. It will create an execution context for my click callback, and it will execute, and once it is done, it will also popped out from the call stack. This is the beauty of the JavaScript. So if you see, the same thing will happen. So I'm just refreshing one more time. So whenever you click on this, one callback function has moved from web API to call stack task queue, and immediately whenever the call stack is empty, it is just pushing. It has executed, executed. Okay, suppose if you want to see by debugging, let me debug the code. So always it's better to learn by debugging the code, so you will get better understanding. So now we are going to execute the line number one. Okay, just go to the console, nothing is there, and source. Okay, just go. So in the call stack we have a global execution context, and right now we got the output as start in the console, and now we are doing execution of the line number 19. So that is, we with the help of add event listener, we are attaching event handler to the event in the web API. So that is also done. So here you can't see anything here, even in the call stack also nothing is there, because it is attached in the web API. It is attached in the web API like this. So now click on it, nothing is there. So now actually, so if you see, I think within fraction of second this call stack got empty, right? Did you observe that? So just watch this video one more time, you will see the call stack was completely empty. Now whenever you click on this button, okay, whenever you click on this button, again you will see our callback function. Now in the output we got start and end. Now this the call stack is also empty, and we have this callback function in the web API, and everyone is waiting for the button click. So now just click on the button. So why it is not allowing me to click on button? So maybe we are debugging, so it is not allowing. But if you click on, so normally just remove this one and refresh. So what will happen whenever you click on this button? So if you see the output, you will see the wow. So it's happening in the browser. Okay, maybe we can't debug and click and button click at a time. So just try in that way. So hopefully you people understood how this event listeners and event handlers are working inside the JavaScript runtime environment. This is the most important thing. So if you understand, please do practice with the set timeout and this event listener. This is the most important topic. And in the next video, I will explain how to remove an event handler with the help of another method. So after completing that, we are going to enter into the fetch API. Fetch API. Are you ready to learn the fetch API? Because if you want to get any data from the server, okay, this fetch is already a built-in thing in our JavaScript, so we can utilize the fetch, and we can fetch any information from the server. After that, I will explain what is the importance of micro task queue, and what is the relation between the fetch API to micro task queue, and what is the difference between the call stack queue and callback queue and micro task queue. So hopefully you are ready to learn all these things. So please do practice, and if you understand, just ping me in the comment that understood, or no problem. Okay, bye bye. See you in the next video.